Hey, the UFC is so back, baby. I mean, we literally have so many great events before the White House card. Even though I think some of them should have been for the White House card, we have some great cards coming up for um the before the UFC White House. I mean, obviously we have Lauren Murphy versus Moskva. That'll be a great card because we also have MVP versus Sam Patterson on it, and Luke Riley versus Michael Ashwell. Then the next card we have Israel Adesanya versus Joe Pyfer. Old versus new. Let's see, can Israel Adesanya pull off a Volk and beat a young contender? And also the co-main of that fight is Alexa Grasso versus Macy Barber. And we also have a good welterweight fight on that card, Michael Chester versus Carlson Harris. Then we've got Monaco. Monaco is back versus Chris Duncan. And then the co-main for that is also Vanilla Jaganroba versus Tabitha Ricci. Then we have UFC 327, Julie versus Carlos Ulberg. They want Julie to win this, but I hope Carlos Ulberg pulls this off. And it's a great card for UFC 327. We have Joshua Van versus Taisho Tara on the co-main. Curtis Blades versus Josh Hackett. And Dominic Reyes versus Johnny Walker. And Asmak versus Paula Costa. So we have a great card for UFC 327. Then we got Gilbert Burns versus Mike Malott in another main event on Sunday the 19th of April. Then we have UFC Fight Night, Aljamain Sterling versus Yusuf Jalal, and Davy Grant versus John Adrian Martinelli. We were supposed to have Sean Brady versus Jocelyn Buckley, but that was unfortunately cancelled. Then obviously JDM is back versus Carlos Prates. That's going to be a banger of a fight. And then we got Quillen Shaquille versus Benil Dariush. Benil Dariush getting fed to the Lions and getting knocked out once again. Then obviously we have Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland. Then Alexander Volkov versus Cortez Acosta. Logan Gascoff versus Zhang. Ozzy Diaz versus Aita Gaba. And obviously the cancelled event that they just put this on, Sean Brady versus Buckley. So we have a banger event for UFC 328. And then after that we have Arnold Allen versus Costa. Not Paula Costa, but the one with like Sean O'Malley hair. And then last but not least, then we have Shia Dong versus Davison Figueiredo, and Carlson Terexa versus Sergio Pavlovich, which I feel like Carlson Terexa should just quit at this point. Then before the White House card, we have Belal versus Gable Bongfirm in a welterweight event. Then we have UFC Freedom 250, and you guys already know the card. It's gonna be a banger event. Some of them shouldn't have happened, but some of them are very good fights. So yeah, it's a great card for throughout the couple months before UFC Freedom 250. So yeah,